Shirley Valentine.
God, I'm terrified, really. But I'm not going to let it show. I'm not...
Tonight, it's called Shirley Valentine. And here now to tell us if it will remain open is Mr. Stuart Klein.
Thanks, Jim. Good to see you up late. As the British might say, bloody marvelous. For here is a marital comedy of razor-sharp truth with laughter and tears and wit and poignance realized to perfection by an actress who is absolutely spellbinding. What a performance by the brilliant Pauline Collins. She comprises the entire cast, but who could ask for anything more? She plays a 42-year-old Liverpool housewife. Her 2 children have grown up and moved away, and she's trapped in a boring marriage with a dull and demanding husband.
Imagine the face on him wall if he had to look after himself for 2 weeks. Jesus, if I go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, he thinks I've been hijacked.
As Shirley Valentine talks to the kitchen wall, she is hilarious. She says marriage is like the Middle East. There is no solution. And that leads to ruminations on her sex life, or lack of it, and her silly kids, her boring husband, and a ditzy neighbor.
Jane's my mate. Now, she's a feminist. Well, she likes to think she is, you know. She reads Cosmopolitan. And she says that all men are potential rapists. Even the Pope. She does hate men. She divorced her husband, you know. I never knew him. It was before I met her. Apparently, she came home from work one morning and found him in bed with the milkman. Honest to God. The milkman. Well, from that day forward, Jane was a feminist. And I've noticed she never takes milk in her tea.
But underneath the laughter is the sad fact of an empty life. She describes herself as a robot, following orders like R2 bleedin' D2. And she hates it. She is on a treadmill, and she is shattering when she recalls her marriage when it was young and filled with fun and love.
She used to laugh with Joe when they did things together, when they made this kitchen together and painted it together. Remember Wall when they first painted you and the silly buggers painted each other as well? Stood here, the pair of them, having a paint fight, covering each other from head to foot in yellow paint. Then afterwards, thinking they were dead daring, they got into a bath together. And the water was so yellow that he said it was like getting a bath in vanilla ice cream. And Shirley Valentine washed his hair for him and kissed his wet head and knew what happiness meant.
Will the woman rebel? Will she run off to a holiday in Greece? Will she ever become the Shirley Valentine she once dreamed she would be? I don't want to tell you too much, but this play is so rich and funny and satisfying that it reminds you again how joyous theater can be and how much we have missed it on Broadway. The playwright is Willie Russell, the director Simon Callow, and the mesmerizing star Pauline Collins.
Instead of saying, Christ, I'm 42, I'm going to say, hey, Shirley, you're only 42. Isn't that marvelous?
Pauline Collins and Shirley Valentine. Again, bloody marvelous. Corinne?
Oh, terrific. Some good funny lines.